And then we are going to begin standing today. And when you stand, go ahead and find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And that begins with having your feet under your hips. So first find your hips and then look down, and it's at least 2 fists, but not terribly wide, about 2 fists wide, okay? Now think about your feet and become aware of your feet. Kind of rock back and forth and side to side. Find the balance, find center. Make sure that your toes are not out to the side, point them forward. And find grounding in those feet. Imagine that your feet had roots, like tree roots, coming out of them, and push those feet down into the earth. And now imagine you can pull your kneecaps up taller. Nice. Now think about the pelvic floor. Lift the pelvic floor. Think about your ribs. Pull the ribs together. Take your shoulders for just a moment, up, back, and down. And then leave them there. Just drop your arms, opening the palms forward. And take your head, and make sure your head isn't jutting forward. Pull it back so that the ears are in alignment with the shoulders. Looking straight forward and closing your eyes, or closing or looking down toward the floor. Feel the strength of this mountain. The mountain is rooted down into the earth, and at the same time lifting from your head up toward the sky. It is strong. Imagine yourself as that mountain. And then bring your awareness into you. Notice your emotional state. Notice your mind and the busy thoughts. Set them aside and draw your awareness to the physical body. It is so strong. Bring that focus to the breath. Notice that your breath just keeps on going. Always breathing in and breathing out. Using our breath, let's go ahead and move our arms. When you inhale, raise your arms up toward the sky, lifting your chin, looking between your hands. And on your exhale, turn your palms out, exhale, and bring the arms down. One more time. As you raise your arms, be aware of your scapula, lifting up your spine, raising your shoulders, looking between your hands, and maybe getting a tiny back bend way at the top. Lift, 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 and then flip the palms out. Exhale. One more time on your breath. Inhale and looking up. Exhale and looking down. We're going to stop at the top this time. So as you're ready, you're going to inhale up and then hold your hands together. I like to point my fingers, so pointer fingers touch and all the other fingers are intertwined. So from the top, you're already tall, but you're going to breathe in and go even taller. See if you can move your shoulders so that they're back by your ears or even behind your ears, and your arms are straight up. They're not pointing forward at all. And then as you exhale this time, we're going to lift up and like over to the left side. So like you're trying to paint a line on your ceiling. And then inhale back through center. Lift, 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 lift. And exhale to the right. Back through center. Try to keep your hands above your head, not in front of you. Inhale, lifting tall, and then exhaling to the left. One more time, inhaling tall, and exhaling to the right. Back to center, and let it go. Let's do a couple of big arm circles. Slow or fast, as you like. Nice. How about switching directions?
This is what I used to do in my 5th grade PE classes.
All right. And release. Now, bring your feet a little bit wider apart. You can have your toes a little out if you'd like. And we're going to bend the knees as you swing to your right. Let the arms go. And then swing to your left. Bend the knees though. You can go faster or slower. Nice. And what happens if you bring your arms up higher so they're kind of near your shoulders? It's a little different feeling. And what happens if you bring them across like a figure 8? Continuing to bend those knees. Good. And stillness. I'm going to bring my feet back to that 2-fist distance, so they're under my hips again. And I'm going to go ahead and put my hands on my hips and lift tall with the breath. As I exhale, I'm pushing my hips behind me. I'm lifting the pelvic floor, and I'm bending the knees slightly to keep my back straight, and I'm going to a 90-degree angle to the floor. Good. Now think about pushing your feet into the floor more deeply. Push down, and then imagine you're pulling out. Feel the tightening of your hips, and then carefully lift up. Many times when people do this move, they don't tighten, and then they put the pressure in their low back. If you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend knees a little bit. Go to 90 degrees to the floor. By doing that feet thought process, you'll activate your muscles so that when you rise, there's no pressure in the low back. Nice. One more time.
It's good for balance too, isn't it?
Sure. Go ahead and make sure your feet are pointing forward. There we go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend to 90 degrees. Think about pushing the feet down and out. And rise. Okay, put your hands, it's not like way back here on the softest part, it's kind of on the side part. And you can feel the softness. Now, keep your hands there. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, go to that 90 degrees. It's getting a little bit more firm right now, but it's still kind of soft. You can feel it. Now think about you're pushing your feet down and out. Can you feel how it tightens up? Now lift. Good. Keep your hands there. Feel it soften up a little bit. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale to 90 degrees. Feel the feet down and out, tightening. You can feel it here. Lift the core and stand. All right, so the focus today is going to be on those hips. You're doing a great job. Go ahead and face forward again, or I'm facing forward again. My feet are two fists under my hips, and put your weight into your left foot. Lifting the right foot, maybe just the toes are on the ground, maybe the whole thing is up off the ground. You could be up higher or lower, it doesn't matter. We're sagittal right now, we're facing forward. We're lateral when we open. So go ahead and open and close at whatever level you want a few times. Nice. Good. And then bring that knee even higher. Hold on to it. Pull it in. Yes, have a wall. I can't reach this. There it is. Have the wall beside you if you need it. You know, a fingertip, something touching there. Good. And release. Put the weight into your right foot. Lift the pelvic floor. Come up to the toes on your left foot. You can lift it off the ground if you'd like, or higher, or higher. You got it. So this is that sagittal direction. Open to the lateral. Good. And then back and forth. Nice. Good job. And when you're ready, come back to that forward sagittal direction. Raise the knee even higher, hold on to it, and pull it in tight. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. When you're ready, lower that leg. Good. So now we're going to do some basic marching, but it's going to be nice and slow. So you're going to raise your right foot as high as it goes, and then your left foot as high as it goes. So nice and slow, alternating legs. As you do this, when you set down your foot, notice your weight shifting. It's expected. It's okay. Good. And pause. So now we're going to do some forward and back walking, but it's going to have this twist effect. Up and over. Walk and twist. Up and over. You get as far forward as you can go. Then you can go backward.
Feels like a dance move.
Yeah. I was actually doing a dance class this morning online.
Wow. You get up early.
No, not really.
What kind of dancing?
This was kind of a little bit of everything. It had some Latin, it had some belly dance. It was kind of fun. All right, come back to stillness. Wiggle it out a little bit. There you go. All right. So, again, from here, we're going to go ahead and do some forward folds, because while we're working on our hips, it's really important that we also lengthen the hamstring, because it's all connected. So go ahead and inhale, lengthen, 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 lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees. Fold forward as far as you can. Keep your hands on your legs to keep that support. And then continue bending, keep going. Can you get your hands on the floor? If your hands do not easily reach the floor, please find something, a block, a couple of cans of food, a book, something so you have that support. The floor, your ankles, and then release your head. You're going to hang forward. Hold on and breathe in and breathe out. Nice. How are you feeling?
Feels good.
There
I
you
like how
go.
you stretch.
Good. So stay in that deep forward fold. I'm going to get you to talk so the camera will catch you. So stay in your deep forward fold. Okay. And when you're here, I want you to bend your knees a little bit. And then as you exhale, see if you can straighten your knees a little bit.
Should we be feeling it in the back of our legs?
Exactly. This is the hamstrings. And you're just gently using that motion. When you bend your knees, you release the stretch so you don't feel it so much. And then when you exhale and you start to straighten the knees, you'll feel that stretch. The reason you want your hands on something is because you don't want your body to resist the motion too much. You need to feel supported. Your body needs to know that it's not going to get injured. So you need to be able to put a little bit of weight in those hands so that your body trusts and doesn't resist the stretch. So bend and straighten very slowly, supporting. Good. Inhale and exhale. And then go ahead and release. We're going to come back to this standing later. I'd like you to come down to a seat, please. All right. So if you'll extend your legs forward in front of you. There's different ways to work on these hamstrings, but I could see that everybody had tight hamstrings. So we're going to do this again from a seated position. So go ahead and have your legs forward and your toes pulling back toward your body, and then put your hands next to your hips so that you can push into your hands and lengthen your body tall. Now, think about the backs of your legs and push those down into the ground. Good. So even that is using a lot of core strength and is sometimes already getting that hamstring stretch. Is there anybody already getting the hamstring stretch? No?
Yeah. Not yet.
Some people a little bit, yeah. This is it for my husband. This is where he would stay. And even this would just kill him. He's like, oh, ouch, ooh, ah, you know. But it depends on your flexibility here. If you're not already getting that stretch, then you're going to lift taller. And as you exhale, you're going to push your hips behind you, keeping the flat spine. Push your legs into the floor.
Oh, now I feel it.
There you go. Legs into the floor, flat spine, lengthening up and out, pushing the hips behind you, leaning forward a little bit, or lifting upward. So don't drop your hands. So if your arms are down here, I'm going to raise them up, keep them by your ears. As you exhale, you're just leaning a little bit. Keep your head up, keep your arms up, push the legs, back of the legs, into the floor. Breathing in, lengthening. Breathing out, pushing the legs into the floor. Nice. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Release. All right. Come on up and bring your right knee, bend it. Pull it in as far as you can. Hold on to it and watch out. We tend to start doing this. We tend to get comfortable, right? I want you to lengthen, 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 lengthen. And if you can't lengthen, that's when you're going to sit on something, the block, the blanket, whatever. Good. All right. Can you lift that foot? It's only about an inch off the floor and pull it further in. Good. Can you take your left hand across and grab the outside edge of the right foot? Good. Are you able to straighten that right leg, taking your right hand behind you to help you find length in your body again? Bend that right knee and then work towards straightening it. Bend it and work towards straightening it. Go ahead and turn your body toward the right. Lengthen and work with that leg. If you would like to lift that right arm and extend it behind you, you can have a greater twist. Pull the belly toward the spine and twist toward the right.
Wow.
You got this. All right. Set down the right foot. Sit up tall. Shake it out. Good. All right. Left leg. We're going to bend it. Bring it up. Pull it in as far as you can. Watch out for this slouch that we naturally do. Sit up tall. Can you lift that foot off the ground a little bit? Activate your core. Push the back of the right leg into the ground so it's strong also. Take the right arm across. Grab the outside of the left foot. Working toward straightening the left leg. Thinking about the belly pulling in and turning toward your left. You can take your left arm either behind you to help you lengthen more, or floating to help you twist more. You can bend and straighten the left leg. You're looking for the sensation in the back of the leg. You're doing this by both pushing the heel out and at the same time thinking about pushing the hip into the ground to get the sensation. Breathing in and out and release. Shake it out. How did that work for you?
Some people are great.
Let's do it one more time. All right. So first we're going to bend the right leg, bringing it in as close as you can, giving it a nice hug, really pulling it in tight because that's a stretch in itself. Okay. Thinking about the back of the left leg, pushing it into the ground, lifting the right foot off the floor, lifting tall with your body. Left arm across to the outside of the right foot. As you're able, work towards straightening. You can put your right hand on the ground behind you to help you lift up and to help you straighten. If holding your foot is not going to work, hold your ankle, your calf, wherever you can hold to work on that. Yeah. So I would take your hand.
Do it.
Take your hand across the top. It'll be easier instead of, well, you can go under if you need to. But I think going across the top helps me lift the leg more. There you go. So when you're there, you can work to bend the knee and then work to straighten the knee, pushing the heel forward and the hip into the ground. And then pulling the belly toward the spine, twisting toward the right.
Sorry.
We're all good. Inhaling and exhaling. When you're ready, go ahead and set that one down. Now we're going to do the other side. Bringing the left knee in, holding it tight here for a moment while you work on lengthening, lifting your body, lifting that left foot off the floor, taking the right foot hand across the foot to the outside. If you want, lifting, you can hold the ankle, the knee, wherever you can. Working towards straightening that leg. Taking the left arm behind you, either on the floor or extended. Lifting, twisting, pushing through the heel and down through the hip. Breathing, always breathing in and out.
Okay, I'm sweating now.
That's good.
And shaking.
All right, set that foot down and come forward again. Shake them out. Hands next to your hips, toes pulling back toward you. Lengthen, lift the body. And remember that little fold we did before? You're just keeping your body long as you push your hips behind you, allowing the body to lean forward a bit. Raising your arms by your ears, but keeping your head up. Pushing the backs of the legs into the ground. It should be a tiny bit easier now because you've stretched the hamstrings with the other stretch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, feel the stretch. Go ahead and release your hands and fold over, rounding and relaxing, getting a bit of a low back stretch. Hanging on to your legs, your feet, wherever you can reach, releasing your head and relaxing into this. Breathing in and out. Do a nice loud breath. One more nice loud breath. Good. And then push your way up to seat. Go ahead and take your legs into this Sukhasana, crisscross applesauce. And again, if you're not able to have a straight back, if your legs are up high, find something to sit on that allows the pelvis to rotate forward, naturally bringing those knees down. Good. From here, go ahead and place your thumbs into the crease between your legs and your body. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale as you bend. Good. Inhale, coming all the way up. Your goal is to pull your elbows back, your shoulders back, everything is nice and tall, and to keep them there. So keep your head up. As you exhale, if you only bend that much, that's fine. But if you start doing this, then the benefit isn't happening in your hip area. It's only happening up here in your shoulders. So keep your length. Exhale, keep everything tall and bend as far as you can from the hip, which might only be an inch. There you go. Inhale, lengthen, keep your head tall.
Ask Papa. He's in the bedroom reading. Sorry about that.
No worries. So lengthening as you inhale, coming up. And as you exhale, keep the length. You're looking at the hip joint. What you're wanting is this action of the pelvis rotating around the femur. And that doesn't happen if all you're getting, what some people end up doing just because they're so stiff here, is this. And this is just moving the shoulders and the back. You want to get the benefit into the hip. So even if it's only an inch that you move, working to get that. Nice. So now, go as far as you can, whatever that is. If it's only an inch, it's only an inch. And then hold that location for a moment. Inhale, see if you can get more length in that location. And then go ahead and round everything over at this point. Round and relax. Maybe put fingers, the two thumbs, at that third eye location to help you relax into this. And when you're ready, rise up again. Switch legs, whichever leg was in front. Now, this is your non-dominant side, and everything's different. So in this case, I need to put something underneath that foot because the bone hits the ground because it's a different side. You know, do what you need to do. All right, thumbs in that crease. Lengthen. Exhale. Again, you might only go an inch. Keep your shoulders back, keep your elbows back, keep your head up. And on each exhale, you're going to lean forward just a little bit, pushing your rear end behind you. You're looking for sensation. It's not so much in that low back. It might be there for some people, but you're looking to get it eventually into their hip. Inhale and exhale. Eventually, you get to your furthest point, wherever that is, and you allow yourself to bring your hands forward and to round down and enjoy the stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. And then push up. All right, so I want to do a little bit of double pigeon also. I'm going to use the blanket again because I just like that surface. So for double pigeon, you're taking, I'm going to start with my left calf and putting it parallel to the edge of your mat or in front of you. It's not tight in, it's out here a little ways. Okay, parallel. And then your right foot is going to come on top of your left foot. And for some people, they're really stuck way up high. That's okay, be where you are. If it's
I'm pretty high.
if you are completely stuck and it's really impossible, then straighten the lower leg. Okay, that's an option. Good. All right. So wherever you're at, the nice thing about this pose is that gravity is pulling on this knee. So, Madhura, I can't quite see your legs. I'm trying to decide how is that one working for you? Or is it too...
Let me adjust the camera.
Okay. So, yeah, I think you're up high. I want to go ahead and have your foot come forward to the knee of the other one this time. And then this bottom foot, bring it forward so it's just below the other knee as well. So it's going to change the stretch, hopefully get you a better stretch. Is that better for you? Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's body is different. For some people, this is such a easy, natural believe it or not, natural pose that we have to find ways to make it more challenging. And so that alignment here is going to make it more challenging for her body. So that's good. For those of you who are going, oh my goodness, like I said, just bring that bottom leg forward. So Ellen, probably want to have that bottom leg forward.
That's me.
Heidi, good. All right. So when you're here, that top leg, my right knee, is going to be gently pushed downward. So gravity is pulling and I can put a hand on it. Good. And then your goal, as always, in almost everything we do, is to lengthen your whole body. And you can do that by putting your fingers on the floor and helping to lift. But do watch out about leaning backward, okay? We want to keep the body vertical, so that's why I have to put my hands up by the hips, very close. Good. Inhale, exhale, and let that go. Take your hands and do a little self-massage. Kind of squeeze and release all the way from the hip up to the knee. Hopefully that might feel nice. Help release it a little bit. Good. All right. Other side. So the right foot is going to be on the ground. The left foot is going to be on top of the right knee. Same choices that you had before. So if you need to extend that bottom leg straight, please do. If you're in a pretzel shape, your goal is going to be to get these knees and ankles in alignment by pulling them forward away from you a little bit and or closer together. Okay. Using your fingers next to your hips, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Always lengthening that body. Placing your hand on your left knee. You can gently encourage this. And you can do that self-massage along the hip and thigh. And then do everything again and keep breathing. Take a nice breath in and make the ha as you exhale.
Ah.
Good. One more time. Inhaling in. All right, release that. I hear somebody's cat. All right.
Mine.
We are going to continue with this hip focus, going into pigeon. So that was double pigeon, and this will be pigeon. So you're going to have your mat, and I would recommend that you have 2 blocks. Where's my other block? Under my computer. Okay, we always use whatever we've got. I'm going to use a bolster here. So about the same height. 2 cans of food, whatever you've got. All right, so from here, we're going to go ahead and come onto the tabletop and bring your right knee forward. With the right knee forward, I'm going to keep wobbling it, getting a little more forward, and turning over my left shoulder, making sure my left foot isn't out to the side. Walk it to the center line behind you. Now for some people, just being here with that left foot walked as far as it can behind you and the right foot forward, you're probably already getting a stretch in your left hip flexor. Those of you who don't have that sense yet, you're going to work toward walking your fingers back. That's why you've got these blocks or whatever you've got here to help your body. So right now my body is bent forward. I want to lift my body upright. Now, think about your hips. The natural tendency is to pull the right hip forward and the left hip back to kind of release this. So you need to do the opposite. You need to pull the right hip back and the left foot forward. Twist so that the body is facing forward. Left hip pulling forward, right hip pulling back, and then lifting the body. Does that change your sensation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So for some people, this is it. You're just going to stay right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move my block out so I can move my right foot, and I'm going to kind of wobble it out because right now it was in that sagittal direction, and we're going to go ahead and walk it out a little bit. Good. So again, I'm still lifting upright. I'm still pulling my left hip forward, pushing my right hip back. Can you see that change? Instead of twisting, I'm turning forward. Good. Lifting, lifting, lifting. And you could just stay here with this lifting, or you could choose to begin to walk forward, continuing pulling that left hip forward. Always, always watching for the knees. If there's ever a sensation in the knees, come out. Gently moving down to your elbows. Pulling the right hip back, left hip forward, as far down as you would like to go.
Does it matter where the head is?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I like to rest my head if I can get it down onto something. If you ever have a sensation in your knee, please come out. Feel free to explore the back leg, the left leg's toes. If you want to tip them under and lift that foot or lift the leg off the ground for a minute and then replace it downward, that can help also. Inhale, exhale, and enjoy this pigeon. If it's painful or sensational in your knees in any way, please come out.
That means you need a new knee?
Does somebody have a bad knee?
No.
She was making a joke.
Oh, sorry.
If it hurts, it might be your bad knee.
When you're ready, gently push your way up onto your hands. Now allow the right hip to come down to the ground. Kind of pushing over to the right. You can walk that right foot a little bit forward. Bring the left leg around. And it can naturally go right into that double pigeon that we were just in. Good.
Yeah, no.
It's okay. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, you don't have to stay here long this time. Release that. And we're going to go into the other side. So again, we start up in that table position, and you can have your blocks or whatever you've got beside you. Starting in the tabletop and bringing the left knee forward. Looking over the right shoulder. Look at your right toes. Don't let them be off to the side. That's how people injure their knee. Make sure that you've walked those right toes directly behind your center body line. Then begin to walk the right toes further back behind you. Keep walking. There you go. So if you can have the knee down, that's good. Kind of wobble the knee and the toes back. There you go. And for some people, you're already getting a sensation in that hip flexor on the right side. This is fantastic. If you are able and willing, then you begin to walk your body upright, finding those blocks or whatever you've got near you to help you lift. Thinking about your hips. That right hip wants to open backward to release this, so you have to do the opposite. You have to consciously pull the right hip forward and the left hip back so that you're facing forward. Now you can think about that left foot and you can start to walk it off to the side, off to the right side a little bit. And again, you lift, 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 lift. And maybe you can walk those right toes further behind you, getting that body a little bit closer to the ground. Pull that right hip forward. Really, the hip, not the shoulder. Pull the right hip forward. Good. Inhale, lengthen. And as you are willing and able, you can begin to lean forward. If you want to stay upright, feel free to do so. Breathing in and breathing out. Somebody give me a nice four-point count so that everybody can hear you and breathe in with you.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice. Thank you. Somebody else now?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice. Thank you. One other person?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Beautiful. Go ahead and gently push up out of this. Rolling your weight onto that left hip. And then bringing that right leg around. And then you can kind of, quote, naturally go into that double pigeon. Nice. Enjoy this stretch for a moment. And release those legs. Set them both in front of you and shake them out. And then wobble side to side. Getting those hips. Good. All right. We're going to do that figure 4 stretch, and you have all kinds of choices for your figure 4 stretch. Some people are going to prefer to go to a wall. And at the wall, you can start seated sideways and then turn and do your figure 4 from here, pushing that one foot into the wall. That's a great option. You can also just be in the middle of the room, lying on your back, one foot over the other, lifting and pulling in toward your belly. You could also do this from a seated position, working to lengthen the spine and lifting, bringing the foot close to the lengthened body. So you're looking for that stretch in that hip. Think about the knee that is bent over. For most of us, I think it's the right knee. Push that knee away from your body. You can place your hand on it if you'd like. So I'm pulling in with my left knee and I'm pushing out with my right knee. That helps to increase the sensation a little bit, get a nice stretch there. And always breathe. When you are ready, go ahead and switch sides. So this time my left foot is across my right knee. And again, I could take my left hand and put it on the left knee if I would like to, and push it outward at the same time that I'm pulling in. Breathing in and breathing out. Enjoying that sensation on your hip. And when you are ready, extending both legs, go ahead and place your arms at a T shape as you lay on the floor.
T.
So your arms are out to the side. I'm going to bend my right knee up, and then I'm going to roll across to my left side. Thinking about my right shoulder, and push the right shoulder into the ground as I roll across to the left.
Unless you are a telephone session to learn how scanners will turn up the music center. Gently with you, I want to direct you to our webpage, aarp.org. Sorry about that.
I'm in AARP too.
It's okay. Enjoy the gentle twist. Take a nice deep breath in. And when you're ready, rolling back to center, switching sides, and rolling to the other side. This time you'll be thinking about the left shoulder and pulling that left shoulder in toward the ground as you twist toward the right. Breathing in and out. And when you're ready, come back to center and find your form of Savasana. Often, feet are mat width apart, arms are 45, and you're lying with your eyes closed. Yoga is a process of slowing down the churnings in your mind. You have done the physical work, and now you have the opportunity to see a glimmer of the stillness. Enjoy this moment of being present, knowing your own strong, beautiful, capable body and your strong, beautiful, capable spirit. Breathe in and exhale loudly on an HA. Ah. One more time. Breathing in and loudly with a ha. You are beautifully made, imperfect, and perfect. Appreciate all that is. Gently finding your way to a seated position. It's already 10 o'clock. Very slow, very short meditation. Sorry about that. Drawing your hands together at heart center. Saying thank you to yourself for making this a priority for you. You have done a wonderful thing for you today. Good job. The word namaste means the light that is within me honors the light that is within you. And so we share. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.